gentlemen, Virginia Beach. It's been a long weekend, a long qualifier, and we now find ourselves at women's finals. This is the third meeting between these two teams. Larissa and Lili had won both of the previous meetings in the Muskegon semifinals and the Atlantic City semifinals. Now we find ourselves in the Virginia Beach Women's Open Finals. Big paycheck and points on the line. Larissa and Lili say, you know what, I'm going to sign that jacket a fourth time because I love the interviews and I love being put on the spot. Right, Lili? Dude, you've been great and I appreciate you all day, Lili, but guess what? I don't think so. Says, of course, Kraft and Wheeler. Their coach, Andy Benish, 6'9", winner of the Austin Open, winner of San Antonio, winner of Seaside. I mean, he's done just about everything you could possibly do at just a young age, as he is now coaching Wheeler and Kraft. All right, Dave Carson says, pitter patter, let's get at her. So it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. For those who don't know, the reason this coat is so filthy, even though it's vibrant, is because I have all champions sign it. One of the prizes you get is, besides all the points for the AVP, besides the paycheck, besides the bragging rights, is you get to sign the championship jacket. Then this jacket gets donated into an auction for autism awareness next year. So, I mean, I'm not trying to toot horns or anything, but I've had players slide in my DMs, and not in a dirty way, but to say, no, I'm signing that jacket next tournament, gosh darn it. So guess what, ladies? You've got a paycheck to play for. You've got points to play for. And of course, one of these lucky teams gets to take the Sharpie and add their name to the hollowed list of champions. My strings are on there 3 times. They want to make it 4, right, ladies? So let's bring these teams out. First and foremost, I bring to you, it's a 3-on-1 battle. That's right. Our third-ranked team taking on our first-ranked team in the tournament. They're playing together for the 8th time the AVP Tour. This duo placed 3rd in Muskegon, 7th in Denver, and 3rd in Atlantic City. So we got 737, all I want is a 1, and they're vying for that number 1. Now this young lady, she played her beach volleyball at Pepperdine, where her 67 match wins ranked 11th all time when she left. Pepperdine was a national runner-up her freshman season. She is from Seattle, Washington. Now she transplanted to Santa Monica, California, because she wants to focus on her beach game, because there is no shame. She wants to end up in the hallowed Hall of Fame. I want you to put your hands together as she celebrates her 14th AVP event with 6 different partners, but this is the only one that matters according to her. She is just 23 years young and 6 foot tall. Please welcome to the beach, Miss Kraft! I didn't know they had a Saratoga, California, so this lady hailed from there. She now lives her life in Southern Cal, where I guess it's just awesome all the time. She had a 91 and 15. Let me say that again. 91 and 15 record alongside Nicolette Martin, which is the 2nd most wins by a pair in school history. That's right. She was at a SoCal standout with a total of 130 and 23 record, the 4th most wins by an individual in USC history. She stands 5'11" and just 26 years young. The wheeler, the dealer, oh my God, the sing and wins stealer. Bring it up for Ellie Wheeler! Now you've heard me announce them so many times, so what else could I say? But guess what? Paycheck and pride aside, these ladies will never divide. They are one solid unit of volleyball awesomeness. From Muskegon to Denver to Wapaka. From every single time I've seen them, they come to me on center court, and they come to me in the semis, quarters, and finals. And this Virginia Beach is no excuse for you to drop down at your appreciation celebration and your adulation for a dynamic duo that finds themselves in finals each and every tournament. They are amazing together. And guess what? They stack up win after win after win. And guess what? Let's see if they can make it 4 signatures on this jacket. Of course, they're Brazilian and resilient. And guess what? They go to Celebration Florida because that's all they do. They celebrate wins each and every day. The mouthpiece of the team. That's right, she says 6'0". She's got a couple of those FIBA or FIVB wins under her belt. She's got 3 AVP wins under her belt. She's got a smile as big as her block, and that's saying something because the girl can block the sun if she stands in the right position. I give you the 6-footer, Miss Lili, my Now her battle bunny, the one by her side, her ride or die, the one that always charges with a smile and also a filthy cross-court shot. She's got the most wins in FIVB history. That's right. She stands 5'9", but 6 foot on a good day. Because guess what? I won't throw shade. I'll just celebrate and appreciate this player, the one, the only, the absolute pinnacle, Miss Larissa Maestrini!
You have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have our Women's Open Finals underway here in the Virginia Beach Open. I'm your host for the weekend, Jacob Justice. Alongside me, Kyle Homeyer from the West Coast. How are you doing today, Kyle? We are here at Women's Open Finals.
I'm living the dream, but I can't imagine my dream is better than yours right now. I'd love to be there, but here we are. Technology bringing us together to bring you the best in beach volleyball action. We have another opportunity for Lili and Larissa to add to their win totals. They are undefeated in contests they've played. Right now, Wheeler and Kraft will open up with the serve, and we're underway, Jacob.
Yeah, and that first ball is going to be served by Kraft and Wheeler, and a swing, a dig, and kill on the right side. So
she's still D1 bound, even though she's being a netminer today.
On the left side of your screen, you have Larissa and Lili Maestrini. Larissa, 5'9". She just passed the ball there. Her partner, Lili, the 6-foot blocker. Both of these women out of Brazil, but currently living in Florida. And so a side out there, 1-1. So they're in the blue on the right side of your screen. Taking that pass there. That is Allie Wheeler, and a great swing there from Allie Wheeler. Her second kill already, back-to-back for her. And in the pink top, there she is, Deanna Kraft. 6 foot tall, 23 years old, out of Pepperdine in Wisconsin. It's her 14th event for Deanna Kraft after an ace serve.
And so proud as she goes back to serve.
Float serve down the middle now to Larissa. Block for points, Allie Wheeler. A great string of points so far for Wheeler and Kraft to start this first set off.
4-1 now here on center court.
Jacob, looks like the strategy thus far is picking on the shorter of the pair, Larissa. She does have a kill right now. That's their only point on the board, but every pass has had to go through her.
That is one of the consequences.
And she adds to it.
Next point here on center court.
So one of the consequences of serving Larissa is she is one heck of a shot maker. So even if the set isn't perfect, she is so crafty with the ball. But Allie Wheeler gonna swing down the middle. 5-2 is our first side switch. And so picking the lesser of two evils. Do you want to serve Lili Maestrini, who's a bit taller, probably able to hit the bar a little bit harder, but Larissa Maestrini able to work with whatever she's given. Nice set out of the middle, peeling.
Great emergency set, able to bail herself out. That's just out of the reach of Wheeler. Good swing and a pass, but I would say even a better set from partner Lili Maestrini there. Great set for an emergency play.
Yeah, so a quick fun fact about these two teams. This is their third time meeting this season. So Larissa and Lili have won both of the previous meetings. So 21-17 and 21-15 in the Muskegon semifinals, where Larissa and Lili went on to win that. And again, 18-21, they lost. Larissa and Lili lost the first set, but came back by storm, 21-12, and then 15-12 in the Atlantic City semifinals, where they went on to win that as well. So 3 Tier 3 titles so far for the Brazilians. We're going to see what the outcome is here at this matchup now in the finals here in Virginia Beach.
Larissa with a pokey over the top to the corner. They've combined for 3 kills. And until that kill, Larissa had all 3 of their team's offensive points. Wheeler with their 3 offensive points. Kraft's first swing is, it's recycled. I don't know if she meant to do that necessarily. I don't want to say she didn't, but it seemed a little bit more of a surprise. But favorable first contact. She takes advantage of the second one.
Yeah, a happy accident there, recycling off the block. And incredibly so far. So both these teams made it through the winner's bracket. So unlike our last match, Tim and Kyle had to play 4 matches today. Not the case here. Both these teams should be fresh and ready to go. Some top tier volleyball. What a dig from Larissa. Nobody up. And another dig. Deanna Kraft. Oh my goodness, what a rally here. Early in this first set, but Larissa Maestrini is going to put that one down the middle for a 0.5 to 7 now. What an incredible rally here on center court.
I believe that's going to be Larissa going back to serve now.
The only difference in the score right now, all points being accounted for in offensive ways other than the block in favor of Wheeler. But they have a total of 7 points. And then Larissa and Lili have 5 points, all of them coming off kills. The only difference is there is an ace and a block to Wheeler and Kraft currently. And that is what accounts for that 2-point advantage that they're currently trying to hold on to. Is if they're able to continue the entire way, they'll find themselves with that 1 victory.
Tough serve there to Deanna Kraft, and they are going to call a touch off of Lili as Deanna Kraft will poke that one high off the hands. And so 8-5, getting very crafty with that one. Pardon the pun.
I see what you did there, and I liked it.
I'll try not to do it again for the viewers' sakes. Serve there to Larissa yet again, and so she's going to put the high roller into the corner to side out. So 6-8 switch here in set number 1.
6-8.
So Jacob, you mentioned this is the 3rd meeting of these 2 teams. Larissa and Lili taking both the first contest. It's, as they like to say, it's hard to be the team 3 times, and especially a team as talented as Wheeler and Kraft are. So we'll see, certainly started a little bit with a bang for Kraft and Wheeler here in set number 1. We'll see how it is able to prevail, or if Lili and Larissa are able to fend off the early lead.
Oh my goodness, what a hustle play there from Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft. Oh my gosh, dig after dig here for Allie Wheeler. Oh, but that one, Lili Maestrini is going to put away down the line. So a hard-earned real point there.
Lili utilizing her height there both times. And Kraft is really thinking to herself, hey, if you keep putting that ball a little bit tighter, it's finally going to be in my grasp. Just not able to get her hand on the ball before Lili's able to poke it over the top and down the line. And they head back to the service line.
So Deanna Kraft still 6 feet tall, but so matching up well with the 6 foot tall Lili Maestrini. So what we will call the 2 bigs at the net, the blockers. But Allie Wheeler, 5'11", out of Saratoga, California, played at University of Southern California, and played extremely well. And another dig there for Wheeler.
Great hand dig.
Incredible touches from both team there. That'll fall for a side out there for the Maestrinis. And I want to put this into perspective here, Kyle. The combined age for the two teams for Larissa and Lili is 74. For the young Kraft and Wheeler, they have a combined age of 49. And so when Larissa made her pro beach volleyball debut, Deanna Kraft was only 4 years old, and I have to give a huge shout out and assist there to Doug Strauss, our stats man here on the AVP tour, for putting those numbers together. That is an incredible stat there to see how long Larissa has been dominating on the FIVB with the all-time win leader with 62, and a 3-time Olympian. Good touch.
Ball has to go.
High line. Good touch, though, from Deanna Kraft, but that will be just out of reach. And so 9-10 now. 1 point advantage still for Wheeler and Kraft. This is Kraft and Wheeler's first AVP title match together, and their first one ever. Meanwhile, Larissa's 4-1 all-time in AVP championships. Lili 3-1. Big swing there from Allie Wheeler. High into the chest of Larissa Maestrini, but she doesn't seem to mind it too much. Says in the right spot, just a little bit wrong in the distance. Good replay there from our friends at Streamography.
There was a good view of the net calls, the hand calls for Deanna Kraft. She unfortunately not able to intercept that swing from Lili Maestrini. That's going to bring us to our technical timeout. They trail by 1. Wheeler and Kraft are going to look to hold on to this lead as they've led the entire set thus far.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick timeout as well with the players. We'll be back in just a few moments from a word from our sponsors. Take a quick shout out to YKO Water, providing all the hydration this weekend for our players. Hawaiian volcanic water, sustainably sourced and naturally alkaline with electrolytes. Live Aloha, drink YKO. Coming back to the action here on center court. So far, Kraft and Wheeler dominating the offensive side. 8 kills and no hitting errors, with a block and an ace as well, with 1 transition dig and kill. So it's going to be Larissa Maestrini back at the service line, coming out of the technical timeout.
And Larissa and Lili's points are all generated off attacks thus far. 10 kills for the pair combined. And there's a service ace. And we're all tied up, Jacob.
Yeah, an ace there from Larissa, top of the tape. And in for an ace.
Tied up now 11-11.
So gets one back there on the block earlier. Or the ace that they had. Oh, and just out of reach there. Deanna Kraft tried to put that one back over after the scramble play in the net. Oh, and a great look here from our net cam Streamography, bringing you all the tricks. That will fall.
Lili being a little crafty there, reaching under the net as though trying to interfere. That was, wow, that was a veteran move.
And so Lili and Larissa on a 7-3 run now. 0-2 touch off the top of the block, a great pokey down the line. Lili Maestrini, and this is where Lili and Larissa are so good. They're so consistent and so calm and collected, and they are very streaky. They go on these runs. That's now an 8-3 run for them, and that's going to push them past Larissa, Deanna and Allie, who are playing incredibly well, but it's got to go off the block. A little miscommunication. Lili gets up, great hustle. Shot picked up by Kraft. Good set and a poke high line and in for a point. What a rally here on center court. These two teams battling it out. And Kraft and Wheeler have a 1-point deficit yet again. Looking to close the gap as we get later and later into the first set.
Jacob, tell us a little bit about the conditions that these athletes are competing in right now, both from the wind or the sun or the depth of the sand. What are these athletes really working through for those viewers at home?
So the wind's picked up just a little bit. So earlier, last match, when we looked, it's about 10-mile-an-hour winds, and so nothing unmanageable. You know, it's not anywhere near what we had in Muskegon earlier this year, where we had close to 20-mile-an-hour winds, and it was tough conditions for the players. But a nice breeze coming in from the northeast, and that sun is setting. We do have a big building behind us, and so as that sun gets lower, it'll create some nice shade, a good little playing environment, and take the heat off a little bit. But in the sun right now, it is not easy to say, but it's definitely cooled off a lot in the last hour since our last match.
Wheeler back to serve.
And Deanna Kraft with a block for point. 14 all as we switch sides, and there you are, having seen our coaches walk by. So for Deanna Kraft and Allie Wheeler, none other than Andy Benesh, who we have seen on the Pro Tour here a lot this season. He played in Manhattan Beach last week with Miles Evans, a great duo who played extremely well. I believe they lost in semifinals and took home a third. The Maestrinis have been working with their coach for quite some time as well, as long as I can remember seeing them play. And a joust one for Deanna Kraft, earning another real point there, 15-14.
Great net minding there from Deanna Kraft. Wheeler back to serve as it is 15 serving 14.
This has been a great back and forth here, especially to the middle latter half of set number one. Yeah, Wheeler and Kraft are going to talk about it while one of the Maestrinis are cleaning their sunglasses.
Yeah, something we talked about in our women's semifinal earlier when I had Miss Victoria Dennis alongside me, which was a pleasure to have her on the broadcast. But something she mentioned was playing against Lili and Larissa. Larissa has such incredible vision and does a great job at making sure she can see the whole court. So making sure those sunglasses are clean, definitely a necessity for her. But that was a
Wheeler going after Lili this time, and early on they were going after Larissa.
Yeah, Lili with a great poke there past the block, and so that will end the three-point run. 12-14, getting some momentum late in this first set. So 15 all. We're going to see if any of these teams are going to give ground. I can't imagine that these teams are playing super well and consistent, as well as giving the fans and the viewers at home something really fun to watch. Oh, picked up there. Option ball for Larissa Maestrini, and a perfect set off the dig from Lili to Larissa. Perfect execution. So 16-15.
And that type of dig there is good for a multitude of reasons. One, if you want to run your offense and create a third contact, you can. And two, you give your setter/attacker options. And she did a significantly great job to step close. There was Kraft trying to go over on two. Larissa goes off the block and out of bounds.
We're going to have some discussion here. Lili and Larissa thinking there was a touch. It looked like it went through the top of the tape, and our official Dave Carson saying he didn't see a touch, so that's off the top of the tape and out of bounds. That'll keep it tied at 16s. Otherwise, that could have been a huge point for the Maestrinis to be up 17-15. But we'll be tied instead.
That is the first unforced error, correction, other than a service error that we've seen here. Both of those errors are on the Maestrini side as they look to capitalize on this 1 point advantage, or what will be a 1 point advantage they're able to side out.
Wow, what a great play there from Lili and Larissa. A little bit tight of a pass from Lili, but handled really well, and a great handset there, pushing Lili out to the pin to give her a lot of options. But she's going to poke that deep to the corner and just a little bit out of reach of Deanna Kraft.
Here they are, Jacob, as you mentioned, an opportunity to go up by 2. The largest lead we've seen in this entire set by, I think, that would be their lead, and I think Kraft and Wheeler had a 3-point advantage at one point.
Oh, and a block for Lili. Maestrini will make it 18-16, a 2-point lead now.
1 point away from a side switch here on center court.
And that one came down off the block, off of the head of Allie Wheeler, so she had to send that over and on the ground. Not the easiest to send that over the net. So Lili and Larissa on a 4-1 run after they had trailed at 14-15. So Allie Wheeler's fixing her sunglasses for the brief intermission. But I talked a little bit earlier about our coaches and how both teams have one in their box. So there's some rules associated with having those. Andy Benesh sitting very stoically over there in Deanna and Allie's box. So you're allowed to coach on the side switches. So a walk and talk is what we call that. Meaning, so as long as the players are moving, you're allowed to keep communicating with them. And so no coaching during points. Wow, what a swing there from Allie Wheeler deep to the corner. And here they will talk as they walk by. So Andy Benesh.
That was Wheeler's. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So Andy Benesh just giving a little bit of encouragement, saying, hey, keep it going, keep the pressure up, and keep pushing through this first set. Trailing only by 1 now. Deanna Kraft up at the net to block. And the Maestrinis can't see it, but on the back of Deanna Kraft, she is holding up a form, and she's going to be running a delayed block here, and I want to see this. She's going to dive into that angle and picked up by Wheeler. Perfect execution there. That is incredible. Great play run. It's so hard sometimes for those plays to go so well, but that is perfectly executed, and we love to see that work out on defense. So 5 tides here in this set. We've had 3 lead changes. And we are tied again.
Say that again for the fans at home.
So we've had 5 ties and 3 lead changes. And Allie Wheeler with an ace here late in this first set to give them a 1-point lead, 19-18. The Maestrinis on the verge of losing their first set all tournament. Yes, that's right. Both of these teams are coming in at an 8-0 set record, meaning it's been clean sweeps so far. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsors and be back to finish up this first set. Your host for the weekend, Jacob Justice. Don't go anywhere.
Whether it's the Eternal Flame or the, of course, was it Christmas shopping or Christmas shopping tour for kids? All the volunteers there, they're just working to sell beer. They are not
a proud sponsor of the AVP Tour, Monster Hydro, the hard-charging hydration drink, fueling the players and keeping them going all weekend long. A huge thanks to our partners over there.
Be intoxicated, but be safe. Make good choices. Head on over to the beer garden.
Sorry for the quick transition there, Kyle. But this has been an incredible set of volleyball so far. So Wheeler and Kraft have the 19-18 lead. The Maestrinis are going to be looking to side out here. Tie it back up.
Wheeler at the service line, 19 serving 18. Here in set number 1.
Right now, there is a slight advantage for Wheeler and Kraft, with each of them having an ace and a block to their name. And then the Maestrinis, they have 1 ace and 1 block. They also have a service error and an attack error, kind of wiping that out. Great swing by Lili down the line.
Lili Maestrini there, just putting it down the line. And I'm wondering actually now, so after talking about it a little bit earlier with the sun being a factor, where Lili Maestrini is standing right now at the net, it has got to be incredibly difficult to actually see the ball and set that. So that might be an offensive strategy. And Allie Wheeler tooling it off the block to give set point opportunity number 1 to Wheeler and Kraft, 20-19.
That brings up set point number 1.
But a nice high pass there, even if it's low, Lili is going to have to keep it higher for Larissa because she's staring directly into the sun. They are wearing sunglasses, but that big ball of fire is very bright. And a block touch there for Wheeler. And an unforced hitting error will end set number 1, 21-19. Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft will dish out the first set loss for Lili and Larissa. Set number 2 is going to be full of action, Kyle. I'm super excited for this. We're going to take a quick moment to hear a word from our sponsors, but incredible volleyball coming up in just a few moments.
At Corner Bakery, we're making your choice simple with Choose 2 options every day. Choose 2 of your favorites and turn a simple lunch into a perfectly paired meal. And we're not talking about a few Choose 2 options. Pair up any sandwich or panini, any cafe fresh salad or warm simmering soup, or any pan sauteed pasta. So many kitchen crafted options, so little time. Your perfect Choose 2 combination is waiting at the Corner Bakery.
Those radio gym shorts that you have from college, they're done. Get them out of here. It's time to upgrade your short game with the one from Fabletics Men.
We love them. Your girlfriend will be stealing these. They're the best.
This fabric fixes another major issue, fit.
It's got this crazy stretch to it that looks so cute when I do my yoga or errands or like literally anything. They're the most comfortable, best feeling, luxe-tastic fabric that we have ever worn.
Welcome back to the Women's Open Finals here at the Virginia Beach Open. I'm your host for the weekend Jacob Justice, alongside Kyle Homeyer, joining us on the West Coast. Kyle, it's been a pleasure to have you here. This has been an incredible first set so far. We have a lot more volleyball to be played. After this matchup, we have men's finals. That is going to be Tim Baumgren and Peter Marciniak taking on Avery Dross and Chase Frischman. And to start the first point of the second set, that is going to be a service error from the Maestrinis. Kraft and Wheeler doing everything they could to end that first set as quickly as possible. 21-19. Kyle, this is going to be an entertaining second set.
100%, Jacob. Just to give a few highlights of the way set 1 ended, it was really boiled down to 2 unforced attack errors and an unforced service error, which we saw initial service error at the start of set number 2, and they combined for 16 kills between Lili and Larissa. So really going back and forth, just the latter half of set number 1, which we saw the men's semifinal end a very similar way with unforced attack errors from Tim Baumgren on back-to-back attacks. So a lot can happen here. You know that they're going to look to try to side out and kind of gain that lead as quick as you can. We'll have to see if the environmental factors start to pay a little bit of more into this potential outcome, as there was a quick side out there from Lili Maestrini as Larissa looks to serve for their second in a row.
Yeah, great points there, Kyle. And so Larissa's at the service line now. But yeah, unforced errors just like we saw earlier. But a crazy fun fact is the last time Larissa and Lili actually lost a first set on the tour series was against none other than the team they're playing right now, Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft in Atlantic City, but Larissa and Lili actually ended up winning that match. They lost the first set 18-21, but won the second 21-12 and then 15-12 in the third to advance and then eventually win that Atlantic City tour stop. So maybe not an issue for the Maestrinis.
Down the line, we got 4-3.
Great shot from Kraft there down the line. That is her 9th kill of the contest. First here, I think, in set number 1. Or set number 2, excuse me. Numbers are hard. Jacob, you mentioned the sun to some extent because it looks like the left side of your screen looks like a third of the court might be in the shadows and the rest of it in the sun.
An option ball there from Deanna Kraft finds that shaded corner. You are correct. So about the last quarter of the court on the side where Larissa and Lili are lined up for serve receive, they're in that shade. You can see that on that banner line there. That was a great shot there. And you can see they're lining up in that, so that might make things a little easier. But full exposure to the sun on the right side of the court. So you might argue there's a good and a bad side right now. That wind coming in more off the water right now, so not exactly able to pinpoint a good side or bad side since it's a crosswind, but able to go corner to corner. Oh, and a great cut shot there picked up by Larissa. And a great touch there from Deanna Kraft. Put away for a point. What a scramble play there from Kraft and Wheeler.
A little bit of frustration.
6-4, Ellie Wheeler back.
And that wasn't a bad touch actually from Lili on the peel, but Larissa just not ready to move forward to get that touch. Little slide approach there from Lili and blocked for point. Deanna Kraft.
Gets a block for point. We have a timeout called here on center court.
An early timeout called here in set number 2, Jacob. Maestrinis will retire to their bench. Partly, I think, the frustration that's mounting the other part is just trying to catch their breath. As you mentioned, they were just on the right side of the court. Now they're on the left side. You wonder if maybe that toll was taken early, as they did fall in set number 1, 19-21. We'll see how it plays out here in set number 2.
Yeah, and that timeout is going to be a combination of things, but a 4-1 run for Wheeler and Kraft in the second set after taking the first. A really good opportunity for them to get ahead early and try and put this one away, but as we've seen all too well, Larissa and Lili aren't going to go down without a fight. So even though they've lost set number 1, we've seen that before between these two teams. But Deanna Kraft and Allie Wheeler looking very comfortable right now and super engaged with each other. They seem to be just on the same wavelength right now. Everything clicking for them on all cylinders.
7-4 here.
Lili Maestrini leaves first, followed by Larissa. Unfortunately, I don't speak Portuguese, but I'd be very curious to hear what that conversation is like right now. You don't win the most number of FIVB matches without A, being very good, and B, just having a complete competitive mindset. So as you mentioned, they're not going to go away here. It's going to need to be a chip away, and you're really only down by 3, right? Like, you get 1 point here, and now you're down by 2. You're serving, you're feeling a lot better. Oh, great up, though.
Oh, and Lili Maestrini. Wow, after a great rally back and forth there, a couple great digs. Lili Maestrini is going to put that one down on the block, 5-7. That is her second block.
Larissa Maestrini back to the side now. Nope, Lili Maestrini, thank you.
So before that last point, Lili and Larissa had led 18-16 in the first set, but since then, Kraft and Wheeler on a 12-5 run. So a lot of momentum for them. Kraft. Ooh, little gator dig there. And a swing set there from Larissa. Kraft, nobody up. And that one is going to fall for a point. A change up there from Allie Wheeler will fall for a point. So 8-5. We're going to be 1 point away from a side switch.
That's going to bring out Kraft back to serve. We got 8 serving 5 here in set number 2.
This gap is nothing that the Maestrinis can't handle, right? Nobody on this tour, that's not a gap nobody can handle. The question is are they going to be able to side out relatively quickly and then start to chip away, right? Get down to 1 point, get down and constantly be trading that point. If you're constantly trading the 3 points, by the end of the set, you start to run out of real estate.
And a lucky break there for the Maestrinis as that one trickles through the top of the tape, falling for a point. So, again, like you said, not an unmanageable gap. So, just 2 points behind. And the longevity of this match is, honestly, I can see Larissa and Lili having some complete control going forward, staying consistent. They do play a great consistent longevity of a game. And so, I'd be surprised to see maybe running some delayed blocks, some 3s and 4s from Lili. But the communication between the Brazilians, honestly, is just so dialed in from playing together all year long. Oh, and a trickle ace serve to bring it within 1. And just like that, we're right back in it. Lili and Larissa, 7-8.
That notches us on their second service ace of the contest with even. Unfortunately, they have more service errors. They have 3 total service errors. It's not really a question of aces to errors. Both teams have the aces, but unfortunately with 3 service errors and you're looking at a potential 3-point swing, they start to kind of matter, especially in these tight sets with 2 very good teams. You know, unfortunately that little bit of gap can really cost you.
Oh my goodness, a good side out there.
Lili going back to serve.
Lili Maestrini with a perfect shot into the corner there. And another incredible stat provided from my left. Doug Strauss tells me we are even on points per side, so 28 on the left and 28 on the right. So really going to, there's no good side. A good block touch there from Lili Maestrini. And Deanna Kraft will put that one away. So even with the sun and
wow,
the wind,
make sure you tell Doug, send him my best. I was actually just thinking about that, and I was hoping we'd be able to track it in the men's match, but it's already happening. So wow, fantastic stat from Doug Strauss.
Doug's always on top of it. Oh, and a big swing there, Larissa Maestrini off the high hands of the peeling Kraft. Sorry, that was Allie Wheeler peeling there.
That is the 21st kill for the Maestrini pair, dating back to set number 1, and they are down 2 here, 8-10.
The serve to Deanna Kraft. Set off, but and outside, and that one is just out of bounds. So an unforced error there from Deanna Kraft. We're going to have 9-10. 10-10. Apologies, there's a side out and a reel. So technical next point. Another serve down short to Deanna Kraft. And that one will find the end line. So 11-10 in favor of Kraft and Wheeler. That was Deanna Kraft's first hitting error of the match. And so we're going to take our technical timeout. Alongside Kyle Holmeyer, I am Jacob Justice. We'll be back in just a few moments here for the Virginia Beach Open Finals.
All right, Virginia Beach, this is the AVP Women's Finals. We got
a quick shout out to our sponsors, the proud sponsor of the AVP, Clean Skin, high performance sunscreen and skincare products for the outdoor lifestyle that is the AVP Beach and Grass Tour. Grab some from your local pharmacy, Clean Skin. And getting back to the action here on center court A very tight match here, a little teeter-totter here. So going back and forth. Kraft and Wheeler have the lead though after the tech.
Back to the service line now. Deanna Kraft does join her, so we got 2-on-2, so it's a fair game.
So Allie Wheeler is back at the service line.
Wheeler ready to serve.
Oh, and that one just wide of the sideline.
Just narrowly.
Our line judge very confident of that call. So tied up now at 11s.
Lili back to serve.
That is 2 errors, unforced errors, and 4 points. And we're all tied up 11 apiece.
On a back set run from Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft with a bomb back into the angle. That was beautifully executed. A well-crafted play.
Set off the platform. Great step close from Kraft, hard into the cross court. That is her 14th kill of the contest.
And another service error for Kraft and Wheeler, and so we are tied up here at 12 all. Float serve short to Allie Wheeler from Larissa. Oh, and no chance of digging that one. That is an absolute bomb into the angle. Allie Wheeler finding that hard angle towards the sideline. Gotta give a lot of credit to Deanna Kraft right now, serving up some dimes for Allie Wheeler.
And Lili paints it inside that end line there, 13 all now.
Lili Maestrini.
That's a big swing, uncontested by the Maestrinis. You kind of mentioned Kraft and Wheeler, how they've been playing for each other. Right now, Wheeler's chipping in 3 kills here in set number 2. Kraft led in set number 1 with 8. She currently sits at 6.
Oh my goodness, what a dig from Larissa Maestrini. Oh, and that one just a bit low into the top of the tape. Missed an opportunity there, so 14-13.
Kraft back to serve.
Oh, just an incredible dig down the line for Larissa. She's gonna be a little upset she missed that opportunity to put that one away, but Deanna Kraft at the end line to serve. Something you don't see as often. Usually you'll have a big and a small on the beach, but this pair, jumbo pokey to the corner for Lili Maestrini after a beautiful back set from Larissa. And something you don't see very often on the beach side is split blocking. So when 2 partners are about the same height, usually they'll determine which one's gonna block in transition, but Lili, clearly the taller one of the pair at 6 feet tall, while Larissa is 5'9", so she'll run up after serving. But on the other side of the net, Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft, similar heights, and so they're going to conserve some energy for each other.
First server top of the order here as Allie Wheeler going back to serve.
So Allie Wheeler at the service line now. That was our 8th tie of the set. Set there. And another deep pokey to the corner. Lili Maestrini with 2 jumbo pokies.
She watches and wills that ball to the corner, and she gets it 15 all.
15 all. That is our 9th tie of the set.
Currently the kill total here in set number 2 alone in favor of Wheeler and Kraft. They're sitting at 10 kills. Meanwhile, Larissa and Lili are sitting at 7 kills. And really the biggest difference is the attacking and service errors on the Maestrini side currently. But we are tied up 15 apiece, so they're doing some things really well.
Nobody up. Larissa Maestrini with a bomb towards Deanna Kraft. Not able to handle that one. And they take the lead. This is Larissa and Lili's first lead of the second set, 16-15 now.
For Lili Maestrini.
So see if Deanna and Allie have an answer to stop the momentum of the Maestrinis.
Looks like more of the court on the left side is now in the shade. A bit of from the bottom of your screen starting to creep into the center of the court. There had been just an umbrella by itself for a while. Now we see that building referenced.
It's going to be our scaffold that our top camera is on. Picked up the cut shot. Oh, and a great hustle there from Deanna Kraft, but that is going to be out of reach. And so real points for Lili and Larissa. Back-to-back is going to force a timeout for Wheeler and Kraft. 17-15 here in set number 2. Incredible display of athleticism from both of these pairs. Kyle, you thinking we could go and potentially have some more volleyball?
Absolutely. I think based on just historically what you mentioned about the Maestrinis, the fact that the only time they've dropped a set is to this pairing right now. They fell in set number 1 by 2. Currently they lead by 2. I absolutely think so. And I mean, if you're a fan at home, I know if you're a Maestrini fan, you're wanting that third set. If you're a Wheeler and Kraft fan, you wanted them to get out of there in 2 and raise that Virginia Beach Open crown. But right now you have 2 really good competitors in Lili and Larissa on the other side of the net with a 2-point advantage.
That's right, it's a team effort.
I agree with that, and there's still a lot of volleyball to be played in this set alone. But yes, the ultimate goal is to hoist that crown that Lili and Larissa have already hoisted 3 times on the Tour Series. And we have a big wave going around our crowd right now. You can see that from our camera.
I'm loving everything about this event. This tour stop taking
This has been an incredible
Jacob, one of the
event.
craziest things is the fact that 60 points were played before Wheeler and Kraft had an error, unforced or otherwise. I guess that's not true. There was a block early in set number 1, but at least an attacking error, service error, or attacking error that was unforced. And now we sit here in set number 2, and there's 2 service errors and an attack error thus far, all of which have taken place in set number 2, and they're down by 2. We'll see if that pays dividends for Lili and Larissa. And there's another unforced error.
And not what you want to see coming out of a timeout, hoping for a side out.
We saw that 2-point swing pay dividends for Brewster and Friend in this last semifinal we just saw here on Championship Court. They ended up falling in 3 sets.
Oh, and another service
They returned
error
the favor.
there. So, Kyle, this has been an incredible event all weekend long, starting on Friday with the qualifier, going through some winners and contenders yesterday. But this is the first time we've been back to Virginia Beach since 2010, and a hitting error there from the Maestrinis makes it a 1-point game.
Well, right now, between service errors and attack errors, there's a 1-point deficit for the Maestrinis needed to make up, but they do still stand at a 1-point advantage. They are in the shade. What is Doug seeing as far as our point total here from side to side?
I'll get an updated stat on that in just a moment. But yeah, the sides have seemed pretty even, but as that shade. Oh, Larissa Maestrini, a beautiful cut shot there to give them a 2-point lead, 19-17.
That breaks the kill tie here in set number 2. The Maestrinis now up 11-10 between the 2 pairs. And they now have a 2-point advantage. They're 1 away from set point number 1.
Wheeler makes it 18-19.
So we
That's
saw
a big swing from Wheeler.
We actually saw the same kind of timeline in set number 1. So Lili and Larissa led 18-17 at that switch. But this one's looking a little different. Lili and Larissa with the advantage. Oh, and a great dig there. Oh my goodness, a swing through the top of the table, fall for a point. We are tied at 19 all here in set number 2. This is anybody's ball game.
This is set
No
number
caps,
2.
a win by 2.
Women's Open Finals.
Some fierce competition between these 2 teams. Oh, and an ace. Serve off the top of the tape. Match point number 1 for Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft.
Wow, you said it, Jacob. You mentioned that this was a very similar timeline. I think you mentioned 1917. and they had a 19-18. Now here we are, match point number 1, Wheeler to serve.
That one deep swing to the corner in, and so we are tied up. We're going to go extra points. Great view there, just a deep swing into the angle. Larissa Maestrini using all of that 37-foot, 1-inch diagonal from pin to corner, and a block for Lili. And Deanna Kraft off the recycle of the block puts that one down the line, appealing Lili Maestrini. Not able to handle it, and so match point opportunity number 2 now for Deanna Kraft at the service line. Nice serve down the line to Larissa, and that one into the cross court. Larissa Maestrini with that mean swing. 21 all. We're going to switch sides here. Or volleyball.
You have to imagine, based on the last 2 swings, Deanna and Allie are going to probably sit in the cross with an idea to go over the top. I feel like they've been setting up this longer play here. The next shot likely from the Maestrini duo is going to be a chop over the top of the block. We'll see what it plays out here.
And a great real point earned. Off the top of the tape, Larissa will pick that one up, and a great set there from Lili. Calm, cool, and collected those two. 22-21, so 7-point opportunity now for the Maestrinis. Looking to send this to a 3rd set. And that one just wide, says our line judge. An unforced error there. She was really going for it there, though. An aggressive serve. So Allie Wheeler at the service line. But I would still say the advantage is with, another trickle ace. Potentially picked up by Larissa, kept alive. What a bad set there from Allie Wheeler, but a great cut shot from Deanna Kraft. That is such a tough set to hit. So match point number 3 for Kraft, and Wheeler will come up.
Larissa in the sand for a little bit longer there. I wasn't sure if she was questioning either her effort or if there was maybe a missed opportunity, but we have match point number 3 here with Wheeler back at the service line.
So serve on to Lili this time. On a roll shot. Picks up Deanna Kraft. Nobody up. Looking to put this one away down the middle and in. That is it. Megan Kraft and Deanna Kraft and Allie Wheeler are your Virginia Beach Open champions. Taking it in 2 sets, 21-19, and extra points here, 24-22. Kyle, this has been an incredible match to watch. Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft get it done in 2 sets. Going to trickle through the top of the tape and down for a point. Just a miscommunication there.
What you saw was that kind of what we mentioned early on. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. Unsuccessful is Lili and Larissa in their 3rd opportunity to take down Wheeler and Kraft. And they, by a combined attack, Lili and Larissa combined for 30 kills, between the 2 sets. The first one falling 19-21, and then finally 22-24, in what could have only been described as extra points necessary for the fantastic finish. And Wheeler and Kraft are your 2022 Virginia Beach Open AVP champions. I'm Kyle Holmeyer alongside the Jacob Justice, who's been your host all weekend.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back with the men's final in just a few moments. I think we'll have an interview as well with our women's champions with Mr. Dave Shaw, bringing that to you in just a little while. We're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be back with that. Don't go anywhere.
Get ready for a whole new wave of White Claw. New full flavor White Claw Surf. Sensational refreshment for a taste like no other.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, volleyball fans of every age, that's it. We've reached the precipice. We've reached the summit. Women's Open Finals are done. We've crowned champions, and I give you your champions. That's right, Gianna Kraft and Allie. Ladies, congratulations!
Woo! Yeah! Woo! We are so fired up.
Dude, I can imagine. I mean, like, it's got to be adrenaline rush after adrenaline rush. You guys have placed third, seventh, third, and now a first place finish. I mean, what does it mean to you?
I mean, everything, especially in the beginning of the week, we had like 2 really tough practices, and going into a tournament weekend, obviously sometimes that can be frustrating, and we just trusted the process and then trusted each other this whole tournament and just grew and grew as a team. And I mean, we've come against this team twice already and lost to them in the semis, so it feels really, really good to come out on top this time.
Absolutely. Now, Allie, I got to ask you, so I know you guys, you mentioned you saw him twice before. We talked about Muskegon and Denver, but you had a third, a seventh, and a third. Was there any intimidation? Because you guys played like it was just another game.
Not at all. Our saying is light and tight, and we did that. You know, just playing with heart and trusting each other out there, and that's all it's about, you know.
Well, I mean, a first place finish here in Virginia Beach. So now, is this your new favorite tour stop?
Yeah, definitely. Great memories. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, ladies, I cannot wait to see what our next tour stop. And you know what? So what is going to be next for you guys?
Huntington.
Huntington.
Well, then in that case, I wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations. I do have one more thing to ask you, though, before you leave. You got to sign the championship jacket for me, if you don't mind, ladies. All right, if there's not room, guess what? We go arms, we go shoulders, we go anywhere you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the voice of reason, David Shaw. I'm so happy to be part of this organization, the AVP, live here at Virginia Beach. We'll be back with Men's Open Finals in just a moment. I kick things back to our host, Jacob Justice, who will bring you the start of the Men's Open Finals.
It's the choices we make that define us.
Tryon Trevor is coming off a tough, heartbreaking loss.
And ultimately, the enemy is within. Some people want it, some wish for it, but others make it happen.
Tryon Trevor, super lethal, bringing fire and passion to the court.
How will you take charge?
Dear mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear lots of you have discovered a real Hawaiian favorite, Big Wave Golden Ale. That's the good kind of stuff, yeah, bro. Maybe it's the island flavor that makes each sip taste like a little vacation.
Got your beers here.
That's a whole lot of little vacations right there, huh, brother?
Coming through.
That's like a big vacation. Retirement. One life, right? Mahalo. Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.